Hey friends, welcome back to Sincerely Self Podcast. My name is Lexi. I've started doing solo episodes every other week, and it's honestly been really fun. If you've been listening to the last few, you would know that I've been specifically with my last solo episode, I had a lot of weird problems with my microphones cutting out, my phone cutting out. It was so weird. And it was definitely the adversary trying to keep me from putting that episode out. So, if you're somebody who has struggled a lot with grief, I really recommend you go and watch that episode because, yeah, like I said, I really feel like something was trying to keep me from getting that episode out. And so, I really hope it can help as many people as possible. It is the first week of September, and September is actually the month that I started Sincerely Self back in 2023. September 19th, to be exact, is the day that I uploaded the first episode. So, literally insane that it's been 2 years. I actually made this discovery like last night. I was writing out my planner, and life just goes so fast sometimes. Like, I knew it was the first week of September, but I'm working 3 jobs right now aside from doing the podcast, which is a whole other thing. But I've been losing track of like what is going on, around me. And I realized yesterday as I was doing my planner, hey, it's 2 years of Sincerely Self this month. So be excited for some announcements, some exciting things coming later in this month that I'm so excited to be doing. I also recorded with multiple guests today, which was fun. And two of those guests will be uploaded this month. So be looking forward to that. I hope everyone has been doing good. The month of September and October are my favorite months because I feel like in Utah, especially, those are really the only fall months. Usually, the end of October, it starts snowing. And so, September, even though it's still like 90 degrees outside, it's fall to me. The leaves are barely changing, but I have this spider web sweatshirt that I made forever ago, and I'm wearing that in honor of it technically being a fall month. So, to get into the episode, the topic today is an episode that I've been saying that I would do for a long time. Honestly, for 2 years, probably, because that's when I started the podcast. And I've been saying that I would do an episode on the neuroscience behind manifestation, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. So, I think manifestation, a lot of times in society, is viewed as like a very woo woo topic and like unrealistic. A lot of people don't believe in it. And it's not something you believe in, it's the truth. It's how our brain is wired. And I've touched on this a little bit briefly on, neuroplasticity, how malleable our subconscious brain is, and how it gets reassurance from our senses for our belief systems, and how our belief systems shape the way that we view the world and the people we come into interactions with and the experiences that we have. How that correlates with negative experiences, I will probably do in a different episode on how our brain kind of manifests these experiences that we have. But I do have an episode where I talk about how the negative experiences we have build us into a better version of ourselves. So, in a way, they kind of need to happen. We kind of have to be broken down to be built up as a better version. And I actually did an episode with one of the guests that I spoke with today. He was saying how the things that he had been through and overcame made it so then he was able to be a leader in a way for those who were currently going through what he had been through. And I think that's such a beautiful way to view it. Once we have been through something and gone to the other side of it, we can help individuals who are going through it. Or when we are going through something hard, we can look at other people who have been through it and gone to the other side and know that it will be okay. September is also Suicide Awareness Month. And so I just really want to say if you are listening to this and you're struggling with feeling like you should still be here, I want you here. Your family wants you here. The people who love you want you here. You have a purpose for why you are here. I know sometimes it feels like, what am I here for? Or we focus so much on the negative aspects of ourselves that we think, what is there left for me? Or we're going through a really, really hard time and we think there's nothing left for me. As someone who has been in those thoughts and almost made a decision like that, you will get to the other side of it and you will be happy that you did. There will be so many things that you would have missed if you didn't stay around and wait to see what could happen. It can only go up from here. And so I'm going to list some suicide awareness resources in the description of this episode. There are some hotlines. Also, my DMs are open on all platforms. If you ever need someone to talk to, if you feel like you can't talk to someone in real life who is close to you, I'm here for you. In the comment sections of this YouTube video, anyone in this community is here for you. You are loved and you are important and you are here for a reason. If you don't know what that reason is, you should stick around long enough to figure out what it is. So without further ado, let's get right into this episode. I'm going to link my resources for how I got this information in the description because no, I didn't just come up with this on my own. I actually did study it so that I could give you guys accurate information and I wrote it all down. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I want to touch on is what the true definition of manifestation is. And manifestation is to embed your intention into your subconscious mind. Like I was saying, our subconscious mind is the malleable version of our mind. Our conscious mind is the one that's observing everything around us in the present moment of our life. But our subconscious mind goes off of our belief systems. It goes off of what we are viewing in real life and the events that we view in our day-to-day life. Our brain is looking for a way to confirm our belief. So when you have an intention that you believe in, the frequency in which you are saying it or the frequency in which you are thinking it or hearing it is how often your subconscious brain is going to be absorbing it. So there's this thing called a salience network, and it's the large-scale network in the brain that identifies the most relevant stimuli to guide behavior and attention. So it kind of acts like a filter to determine the importance of external and internal stimuli. So our salience network, one of the resources that I was looking at, he had mentioned that it was kind of like a hound dog. Our salience network is going to be looking for these intentions that we have set in our subconscious brain. Our salience network is going to be looking for things in our reality that can confirm this belief. So if you are setting the intention that you are abundant in all aspects of your life, your salience network is going to be looking for ways to confirm that. And when I've mentioned this before, but the repetition of how often you're saying something, when we have our belief systems, right? So if you are believing negative things like I don't have enough money, and you're constantly repeating this in your brain just through your thoughts, your brain is going to be looking for things to confirm that belief for you. So you will automatically be tuned to be looking for events that will confirm this belief for you without even thinking about it. You're not aware that you're doing this, but this is what your brain is doing. So if it can do that, then if you switching your belief to I'm abundant in all areas of my life, I have financial abundance, I don't worry about money, money flows to me, and you have that open energy field for it, your salience network is going to be looking in your reality for areas where you are abundant in money. It is looking for these things. And if your focus is on the abundance of money in your life, then that's what you're going to be paying attention to. You're not going to be paying as much attention to the negative aspects of financial abundance in your life. Now, this is easier said than done. I am someone who struggles heavily with a lack mindset around finances. I think a lot of people do in this day and age struggle a lot with a lack mindset around that. But remembering the neuroscience behind it, our salience network is looking for events and behaviors and attentions, and it's looking for ways to determine the importance of external and internal stimuli that can confirm this belief. Sometimes we're speaking on things that aren't necessarily in our 3D yet. We're not seeing them in our external yet. It has to start internally. You may not be financially abundant on the external yet, but if internally you are believing that you are, our brain creates our reality. You will start seeing little events that will confirm this belief for you. So, a good example for this is if you're in a really busy area, a crowded public place, and you hear your name, it's going to catch your attention no matter how loud it is, because your brain is attuned to your name from the frequency in which you hear it. You hear your name so much, it sticks out to your subconscious mind. Like if you're in a crowded area, even if people aren't talking to you, if you hear your name, you're going to pay attention to it. It's going to catch your attention because your salience network is so attuned to looking for it. Something else that I noticed while I was studying kind of the neuroscience behind manifestation is the importance of gratitude and care. As a species, we are attuned to focus on others. And when we do, we actually gain more success. We are programmed that if we are focusing on ways that we can help other people, we are more likely to be successful. And the reasoning for this is there's two kind of different types of happiness. There's hedonic happiness and eudaimonic happiness. Hedonic happiness is considered kind of short-term, immediate gratification, and usually seeking personal enjoyment. So little events that make you happy, but it doesn't create long-term happiness. Whereas eudaimonic happiness is how we actually were designed to function. We were designed to function in eudaimonic happiness. In eudaimonic happiness is to care for other people, doing actions that have meaning and purpose. And when you find a meaning and purpose that is to help others, you will have your abundance gratified. So I'm going to keep using the example of financial abundance just because that's what we've been sticking to this episode. If you are trying to manifest financial abundance simply for getting a Lamborghini or having a mansion, that's hedonic happiness. That's not long-term happiness. That's not fulfilling happiness. You may feel fulfilled for a little bit, but there's plenty of millionaires in the world that can tell you money doesn't buy happiness. This is a quote we hear all the time. And so many people are like, well, if I had money, I would be able to do this and this and this. You would not be happy with the money. You'd be happy with what the money can bring you, the gratification that it can bring you, the events that it can bring you, the sustainability it can bring you, the comfort it can bring you. You're not attached to the money. You're not attached to the cars. You're not attached to the rich lifestyle. You're attached to the comfort. You're attached to the being able to provide for your family. That's the purpose. So if you want to gain financial abundance to have a career that's helping other people, that's eudaimonic happiness. And it's scientifically proven that eudaimonic happiness equals more success, more likely that it will stick in your subconscious brain. So there's kind of 3 steps to eudaimonic happiness. There's how your psychology is going to work better. 2, it gives a sense of reward. And 3, it gives a deep sense of meaning and purpose. Whereas hedonic happiness doesn't do those things, right? It's more of a short-term thing. And your salience network is more attuned to eudaimonic happiness. So you're more likely to gain long-term fulfilling abundance in this area that you're trying to, based off of you view it in characteristic with other people. And I think that's something that people don't think of. They think, oh, well, I'm going to write something down on a paper a million times and I'm going to have it. I'm going to buy all these things for myself. You're probably not going to be able to just manifest that willy-nilly. Like, having the purpose and the goal and the drive behind it, our brain is attuned to catch that and stick to it, which I think is so cool. That as humans, we are wired to succeed better when our goal has other people in mind, has the success of other people in mind. And as I'm studying this, I'm seeing this in my own life, how some of the events and the things that I could say I have manifested, the ones that I have been able to manifest are the ones that have benefited other people. My podcast is framed around benefiting other people. The events that I've had in my life are framed around benefiting other people. And so the first step to manifestation is an intention. What is it that you want to come into your life? The next step is the frequency, the amount that you are telling yourself that this is what's happening in the present moment. So I'm going to continue to use the circumstance of financial abundance. So I am financially wealthy. I have so much financial abundance. I am able to help other people. I am able to help my family. I am able to go through college. I am able to spend money and it is constantly being multiplied back to me because I'm able to help others. And you also believe that you're worthy for it. Remember, our belief system is what frames our reality. So if you don't believe that you are worthy for this, it will not happen for you. You have to believe that you are worthy of having this amount of money. You have to believe that you have this amount of money, period. You already have it. You're just not seeing it in your 3D reality yet. But you have it. If you have a thought, it's because it's meant for you. Everybody is different. We're all different. And everybody has different intentions and different desires and different talents and different goals based off of who we are. And I fully believe that those are based off of our purpose and what we are on this earth to do. That's why we are drawn towards these things. That's why some people are better at sports than others. That's why some people are better at speaking than others. That's why some people are better at singing than others. Some of us are better at skills than others because it's part of our purpose. And so these things that you're desiring, they are meant for you, or else you wouldn't want them. Believe that. This is meant for me. It's just not in my reality yet. Now you know, okay, the more that I'm thinking this, the more that I'm switching out my lack mindsets. Oh, I don't have enough money because I couldn't pay this bill. Oh, I don't have enough money because I couldn't do this. Oh, I have to work all the time. And I still don't have enough money. And these are ones I'm guilty of too, all the time. You have to catch yourself as you're saying that and say, no, I'm financially abundant. I have so much money, I don't know what to do with it. I never have to worry about money. I don't have to work that hard, because a belief that we've been taught in society is that you have to hustle to have money. And that's just not the truth. And once you're able to break out of this belief, which I am slowly in the process of, I think it's definitely easier said than done, right? Once you are aware of this, though, you can start making the steps to realize, who told you that? Society. Who told you that? Your 3D reality. We don't have to go off of that. If you have the desire to be financially abundant, you will be financially abundant. You can't stress about the how. The how is provided by God. Or the why. Why do I feel this way? Why do I want this? Just know it's aligned with you and just know that God will provide it for you. If it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't desire it. Then your salience network is going to be searching your reality for things that confirm this. Your salience network is going to start looking for the positive, for the ways that you do have money. for the ways that you are able to provide. This is a constant thing that you will do every day. But the thing is, that sounds like kind of overwhelming. Like, oh, every day I have to try and like switch my negative thoughts and search for the good in life. Your autopilot is searching for the negative because that's what you've been doing for so long. Once you do something for long enough, it becomes automatic, a habit. You don't even think about it. So if you were thinking about the negative so much, why wouldn't you think about the positive just as much after a little bit of practice? It becomes automatic after a long enough amount of time. And that's not to say you'll never have a lack mindset again, but you will know what to do with it the next time it comes around. I'm going to end this episode here because it's actually getting a little bit longer than I thought it would. I like to keep my solo episodes not like shorter, but I feel like the ones with my guests usually are a little bit longer. I don't know. I've had people mention to me that they like how my episodes aren't crazy long. So, I mean, I guess this one isn't super long, but there is one thing that I do want to touch on at the end of this episode. I just feel really called to. And as someone who has grown up in Utah, a very predominantly religious state, I just want to tell you guys that God loves you, regardless of your religion, regardless of if you are not in a religion, regardless of anything in your reality. God loves you for who you are. God has never looked at you and wished that you were somebody else. God doesn't judge you because you're in a different religion. God loves you as you are. Even if you aren't actively searching him out, he loves you. And I think some people may have kind of anger towards God, or maybe a little bit of spite towards God because of what we maybe have experienced in religion. And God isn't religion. Religion is just something that was created as a way to worship God, but God isn't religion. Jesus actually was like very much a solo guy. He wasn't like in an active religion. He was just preaching how much God loved people and how he loved everyone. And he was hanging out with the people that society judged and society criticized and ridiculed because he loved them and he knew how much they needed him and how much they needed to know that somebody loved them unconditionally, and he loves you unconditionally. And I think sometimes we believe that there's conditions with God, and maybe we're embarrassed or we've come up with these belief systems from other people in our life or religion or whatever it is, society, and we believe that there's conditions with God's love, and there is not. He loves you and he wants to get to know you. And that could be as simple as saying a prayer. That could be as simple as reading 2 pages out of your Bible. But ask God for a sign that he loves you and that he knows you, and you will find a sign. And I don't know, I've just felt really called to be talking about that more on this podcast because I think it's really important, especially in where the world is right now, for people to know that. So I love you guys. I will see you next week. We will have a guest next week, which I'm so excited for. So make sure you check that out. I'm recording this on Friday at, I can't see the time, but it's probably close to midnight. So if this is not up as Saturday at 5 a.m. Mountain Time, I'm sorry, you guys. Usually I have been a lot better at uploading at good times, but it might be on Sunday. If I get it up on Saturday, slay, but it might be on Sunday. So we will have to see. But for those of you who have been with the podcast since the beginning, you would know I used to upload randomly all the time. There was never really a certain day. It was just like whenever I had time. So I will try and get this up on Saturday. But if not, I love you guys. I hope you have a great next week and a great September. I feel a lot of potential and abundance in the air this month, and I really challenge you to tap into it. Now you know the neuroscience behind manifestation. Now you know it literally alters your brainwaves as well. If you follow me on the Instagram or the TikTok, I'm going to be reposting a lot of things about the neuroscience because obviously I wasn't able to touch on everything in this episode. If you're interested in me bringing on a specialist in that field on the podcast where they can touch on it more in depth, definitely let me know. Also, as we get closer to 2 years, I really love bringing on guests multiple times that people really loved on the podcast. There are a few people I have had on multiple times. It's about that time of year. I got to have Sophia and Jade back on the podcast as well. So let me know what guests you would like for me to bring back on into this third year, or into this next year of Sincerely Self. And I will see you guys next week.